Yohane the Parhelion, Numazu in the Mirage is a new game in the Yohane Fantasy Love Live universe. It is a turn-based, deck-builder, roguelike game based on the anime Yohane the Parhelion, Sunshine in the Mirror. The publisher and the developer of the game is BeXide, who was kind enough to provide me with a review copy. I hope that what I say in this video won't disqualify me from future review keys. In this game, much like the anime, they take characters from the idol show Love Live and mash them into a small fantasy town called Numazu, where they talk a lot, do slice-of-life activities, and sometimes fight monsters. Each of the girls will be familiar to fans of Love Live's Sunshine. The game starts with Yohane trying to be the best mediocre fortune teller she can, while surrounded by supportive friends and her big dog named Lilaps. After some music and a bit too much dialogue, she activates a mirror where she is able to go into a version of the town where everything is corrupt and reversed. To solve her friends' various problems, she must venture into the mirror and fight evil versions of her friends called Night Wicked. You choose where to go on a map with different nodes. There are shops, bonus events, healing rest spots, and monsters along the way. The card deck that you will use in combat is selected for you at the beginning of your run. Combat is turn-based. You have a limited number of energy, and cards cost a certain number of energy to use. You have red attack cards, blue spell cards, and summon cards, which allow you to summon a friend who stays on the battlefield for a few turns. Hanamaru heals you, Kanan gives you defense every turn. The blue cards are also for defense. You draw a handful of cards each turn randomly from the deck. There are charms that give you passive abilities like deal damage at the end of the first turn or get HP back when you have less than 50% at the end of the turn. The blue cards can give you more armor at the end of a turn or allow you to deal more damage based on how many cards are blue cards. There's a lot of strategy here, and there are moments where I felt satisfied with the game. Fleeting moments, but moments. Since this is a roguelike, defeat enemies and you can continue through the game. Lose your HP and you start back at the beginning with nothing. After defeating the Night Wicked girls, you get to go back to Yohane's fortune-telling hut, where you can complete challenges to get reputation points. Use these points to get permanent buffs and advantages for your next run. The good things about this game are mostly the combat. When you get that card combination or survive that close call, the game can be exhilarating. There is a decent amount of depth to the card combat, and the animations are fast and can also be turned off. The game has controller support, easy plug and play, and runs great even on a toaster PC. It defaulted to full screen instead of making me squint at a window my first time. It even has a 4K setting. I mean, why you would want to look at this in 4K is baffling to me, but go ahead. But then there's the bad things about the game, and, well, the most glaring is, well, all of it. Not much money was spent on this thing. Cheap particle effects, boring uninspired music, repeated animations, repeated areas, and repeated enemies with no variety. Most of all, bad-looking character models that are so clunky they're almost nightmare fuel sometimes. If you haven't seen the anime, you will get nothing out of the story or characters. The girls talk as if you've already seen them before. They don't even introduce themselves. The dialogue is almost never voiced, and when it is, even in Japanese, the lip flaps never sync up. There is also no English dub, but that's fine by me. The game was also kind of boring once you've played for a few hours. There were 2 maps and 2 bosses in Stage 2, and once I got to the second map boss, I was practically one-shot. There is an easy mode in the game, but at this point, the thought of going through 45 minutes of the same cards and maps and combat just burned me out already. This game costs $30. A bit too much, I think. My recommendation is to watch the anime. Play the Inti Creates Yohane game. That one's really great, but avoid this one. If you want to spend $30, buy Pal World or the Tomb Raider remaster or anything. A bad game is bad. A good game is good, but enough of this middling, kind of good, kind of boring game that fails to really do anything. It's so tiring. I give Yohane the Parhelion, Numazu in the Mirage an extremely average 2.5 giant dogs scared of bugs out of 5. This is Dan T at Twisted Banana Productions, and to those who worked on this game, I'm glad you at least have a job.